Guys, my latest gaming obsession over probably like the last 3 months now is not some new MMO. It's, not some new horror game. It's not Dead by Daylight. It's Catan, as in the board game. Settlers of Catan. I'm obsessed with it. And I play it pretty much daily online using colonist.io. And they have just started a new ranked season where you can be ranked from bronze to diamond and really compete to be the best Catan player online. And I guess I had this like crazy pipe dream of 1, making it to diamond, which is the best rank, and then 2, making it into the top 50 worldwide of Catan players. I mean, that sounds crazy, but hey, you guys have seen me become good at video games in the past. Why not Catan as well? I would like to give it a go, and maybe along the way I can link up with some Catan pros and they can teach me a thing or two about the game that I just never knew before. That would be amazing, hey? So let's do our ranked placement games. It's 10 games, and we'll see where we are, starting this season at. Let's go. That's a really good all-wheat sheep setup. And then you have the 8 down here. It's incredible. We're second pick, so, there's always the possibility we get it, but unlikely, right? I think all-wheat sheep has to be the best strategy online. It just feels unstoppable. The person who gets, the best all-wheat sheep setup seems to win so often. I feel like people online are really bad at, keeping up with people's perceived threat levels. If that kind of makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense to go there. So what's the second best placement here, guys? We have very strong ore here on the 10-8-3 with an ore port that we could go straight into. We have very strong, not very strong, but we have relatively strong wheat tree setup here with sheep. Better than this is. And you could go towards the 2-1 port. You could go up towards the 3-1 port. This board is really awkward with the desert where it is. This wheat here is awkward as well. I mean, you got the 2-1 port on it, but is that really enough to justify a first pick grain port to grab this? I kind of feel like wherever you play, you want to get onto one of these grains, right? Get one of these wheat going. This is tough. And the question is if I go here for my first pick, or if I go here for my first pick, what is the chances I get onto this ore at all? Probably very little, right? Whereas I could at least, if I go here, sacrifice onto a pretty... I could go here, for example. That's a potential opening. I kind of feel like he who controls all wins, but this doesn't give me much. This doesn't give me much value outside of having strong ore. All right, I'm going here because it gives me the ability to get to the 3-1, and it kind of closes off. I feel like it closes off the ore a bit more to the rest of the board, and it makes red's placement more awkward for them. So that means I can build down to the 2-1 here, and I can build down to the 3-1 here. Potentially in the future, I can get onto the 8-10 here, but that really comes down to what my second pick is able to do. Now that we've got the placement out of the way, I can explain the rules to those on Twitch who don't understand Catan. So the game is first to 10 victory points wins. So this on the right here is everybody's victory points. You start off with 2 settlements, and a settlement is a victory point. By the end of this placement round, everyone will have 2 settlements and 2 victory points. You place a settlement on the corner of these hexes, which correlate to a resource type. So you have ore in gray, wheat in yellow, sheep in green, the light green, wood, and then brick in red. And each of these hexes has a number value. This is a dice game. So you roll 2 dice, and you're going to either roll 1 to 12, right? And so depending on what you roll will depend on which resource you get. And there are many ways to get to 10 victory points. Building settlements is one. You can upgrade settlements to cities, and that will mean that every time that dice number is rolled, you get 2 of that resource, where a city is instead of 1. There are also victory points in a development deck, as well as knights. You get 2 victory points if you have the longest road. It has to be 5 long minimum. And you get 2 victory points if you have the largest army, which means you play 3 knights. So there's a lot of ways to get victory points in this game. Right now, with our setup, I kind of feel like we're best placement here. This seems like very good for us. And then we just build up towards the 2-to-1 ore. We'll have the brick, we'll have the wood, and we almost turn ourselves into a bit of a road builder. I don't think we're going to outbuild green by any means, because their wood is a 9 roll and their brick is an 8 roll, whereas we have a 4 and a 3, which is lower value. But we will have really good control over wheat and really good control over ore, which will give us the ability to create cities. So this feels pretty good for us. And I think if you're red, you're probably building here on the brick, just to give yourselves a bit more utility. Or you're gonna like snap onto this 3-to-1 port, so you have more utility. That's the other option, I think, for red, is snap onto this 3-to-1 port here and give yourself the opportunity to generate more ore and more brick and a bit of brick and get 3-to-1 trades, because he's kind of made it really hard for himself to get up to this 3-to-1 port. So the ports on the outskirts here, you can see some of them are general ports, 3-to-1, which means any 3 resources you can trade for 1 resource. And some of them are specialized ports. So this one here is your wheat port. So 2 wheat gives you 1 card. So if you can build on either of these 2 docks here, then you can trade 2 of that resource type for any 1 resource. Otherwise, it costs 4 of any type of resource for trade. So it's quite expensive comparatively. Oh, very interesting. That is a really aggressive move from red. Very aggressive move from red. And hopefully it will kill them in the long run. So what I think I should do here is I should just build down to the 2-to-1 port. I can ask to trade a wheat for either a road or for a sheep. That's great for me. I'll ask again if someone wants to trade their sheep for ore or wheat, and that will literally get me a settlement my first turn if anyone does that. Unlikely to happen. Didn't expect it to happen. That's okay. We'll just continue going. If we roll an 8 or a 4, we'll get ourselves a city unlocked. That is huge. Sheep for wood. I'm not going to trade that, even though I don't generate any sheep, just because I would rather keep my options open for my turn right now. Black's going towards the 3-to-1 port. Maybe I should have prioritized it. They're going to get it because I traded them everything they need. And never mind, they only have 3 cards. I'm being dumb. Maybe I should have prioritized the 3-to-1 port for myself. All right. So we're going to offer wheat for either sheep or for ore. And when they say no to that, we'll then offer 2 for either. Will anyone do 3-to-1 or this? I feel like there's a lot of wheat on the board. Maybe there's just not that much sheep. I mean, green has sheep. It's kind of weird that they don't want to trade their sheep. They have 2 sheep. It's not like they don't. They're kind of just not giving themselves any Oh, I didn't build. I should have built. That was really poor by me. Let's just throw away our wheat here. That kind of reduces my opportunity to build a city. Oh, I have to. I guess I throw away my ore. I should have built a road. So now my 2-to-1 port is not a possibility anymore. That's really limiting for me. Yeah, I should have tried to prioritize this. That was a mistake massively. Oh well. It's not end of the world, like, at all. But it is frustrating. We still have really good production regardless. So red's gonna probably build down to the 2-to-1 port, I assume. No, they're building up to this spot here. Okay. So I really need sheep still. I don't know if green has it. Green is not trading with anyone. Green, what do you want for sheep? It's very frustrating when you get players who won't trade and won't talk either. It doesn't give you much options to do anything. I've already had a pretty big blunder though. I should have put myself in a position where I would get... I'm not going to offer you a 2-to-1 on my turn. On your turn. That's very greedy. He also now has his sheep blocked, so he's not going to be able to use it anyway. No, it's not worth trading. Black has the best position. They have early development. They've got the 3-to-1 open. They are like easily the most versatile player right now, and I feel like trading with them when it doesn't directly benefit me is not a good play. I will give you this for sheep and sheep only, basically. I assume this is a city. But for me, it's a settlement, so I want to develop. All right, I've got my city now. So let's get that planted. Green wanted a brick. I don't have wood to trade. I can give you next, but only if you trade now. Okay. I think that I should take this trade from green. Because I don't have any way to get myself the sheep. And there is always the possibility I get a 3-to-1 going here. Black's going to block my 6 wheat up here and they're going to steal from me. So I just have to hope that they don't hit that 25% chance to get my sheep. Oh. Okay, that shows very... almost weakness from black. Yep, that's amazing. All right, I've got my settlement. We're doing okay. We'll be on 4 victory points after this turn. If we can then build to the 10 here, we'll have even more ore production. And then from that point onwards, it's almost like I guess I just kind of... I almost all eat sheep, don't I? From this position. Unless I can get myself onto this 9. It kind of might help with my future development. Getting myself onto this 9. It feels like it's not a bad idea. But the concern I have is that I don't have a 3-to-1 port available to me. Well, I do. I have this, but I don't feel like I'm going to get there. Red doesn't really have the means to get there themselves. So maybe I could get there, especially with some dev cards. Like a road builder could get me there if I was to build down to this 9, right? Black feels like the best person to block. Their best producing tile is their 6. They don't have any wheat outside of this, and this holds back green as well. So that is fine. Perfect. Green potentially will block me up here on the 6, I think. And they'll steal from me because I'm leading. That's just a given. We kind of want to hit some big ore rolls sooner rather than later. Because getting a city onto our 834 here will really give us more flexibility in what we want to do. Where will red block? Red's probably going to block the 4. Oh no, they are going with a similar strategy to me. Where they block black's only way to produce wheat. Black, if they get onto this 4 though, kind of looking like they're gonna city build their way to victory this game. They have this 11, which might roll. They have this 4, which might roll. They have a lot of wood production through this 6. That's a really shame. We basically got no production this entire game hand. All right, 2 wheat. That's nice. We have no ore to trade. I feel like trading ore to green is a bad play. They don't have any way to generate ore. And so 1-for-1ing ore to green just doesn't make sense. That's really big. We just got 2 brick on that roll. I just realized that we have such a bursty hand. We have a 3 which generates wheat and wood, and we have a 4 which generates brick and stone. Now the unfortunate thing is that like these things aren't really synced up at all, right? So when you have numbers like this that are the same and generate multiple resources, you kind of want them to sync up if they're going to burst, so that you're building when they burst, you at least can do something with them. But wheat doesn't really correlate. It doesn't do much with my wood other than allow me to build settlements. And stone doesn't do anything with my brick at all. So it'd be better to like sync them up where like wood. Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I saw it coming as well. Black has 2 wood. Black, I think, just threw their 2 wood. Red. Red has wood. That's not what I wanted. I potentially could have traded for the wood, but I just didn't really see anyone wanting ore. Green is stealing from me because they want my ore to build their dev cards. It's the only way they're building dev cards right now. It's a bit frustrating. All right, that's a... Let's see if we can trade this brick for sheep. Okay. And let's see if we can trade this brick for wheat. Okay. That puts me in a really good position now to get my settlement on the next turn. In worst case scenario, I just build a dev card, right? All right, I have my settlement now. That's amazing. I feel like once I get this settlement placed here, I'm pretty self-sufficient, right? Oh no, they stole from me. That's a shame. But I can steal it right back, so that's fine. I don't really like the idea of stealing from red, if I'm going to be honest. But it just enables me to do what I want to do, you know? And I know it will enable me to do what I want to do. It's all it comes down to, really. Red also is the person who should be contesting me for all wheat sheep. Now that I've got this this settlement on the 9. So it doesn't like hurt to contest red on the win conditions that I feel like I'm going to be playing towards. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now. I have 4 settlements. I really should just be buying dev cards and getting into the dev pool. It really will give me the most control over the map. I'll have night control, so I can hold black back from their longest road. I could also hold green back from getting their dev cards, which they're going for. So it just makes the most sense. I can trade this wheat for a stone, which is unlikely to happen considering there's not that much stone production on the map. Then that would give me my my dev card, but that's okay. We're now in a curious position. We have the choice of dev carding or trying to city here. If we were to city, we would obviously place it down here on our 8-3-4. I feel like we've traded ourselves really well early game to get our setup going. We can be really happy about that. Green is finally contesting black for longest road. It just took them a while, I guess, to get set up the way they wanted to. We're overproducing on wheat. That's just because our 6 is very active. It's almost like I should trade this on the off chance that black wants to do it, just to give myself a bit of balancing. Interesting. Both red and I want to do the same thing. I guess black's not interested in that trade. Black really wanted brick. Sometimes people do that like question mark trade just almost to like get an idea of what other players are wanting to do. Black's about to secure longest road. No, they can't. They needed the brick to do so. And I think they're worried that that green is going to come down and break their road. They should have gone left just to give themselves... Oh, wow. More security. What do I do here? I think I should build my city. Let's see if I can trade a brick for sheep. If I can do that, then I can build a city and buy a dev card. I feel like green or black will want this. That's crazy. Like, actually crazy. I'll offer you this, but I'm not going to offer you... I'm not going to offer you a city. That's just unreal. A city for a sheep? Like, in what world does he think I'm going to be that generous? Okay, that's fine. I'm just really not happy with the fact that I haven't been able to dig into the dev pile yet. You know what I mean? It makes me... it means my pacing feels really behind. I need at minimum 3 turns to play 3 nights, right? And as cities start to get built, the possibility that someone starts bursting their way through is there. But like, I'm definitely producing the best right now. I have the 2 cities on really important hexes. Black doesn't have a city. Green has no way to get a city other than through wood production. Black and green are really like in an intense battle to get the longest road before the other. So, it's working well for us. I'll offer brick for stone. I'll even offer 2 brick for stone. That way you can 3-to-1, probably. He didn't build the road. That's a risk, a huge risk. Why would you not connect your road there? Sheep for... No. Sheep is not gonna come to you like that, brother. That's crazy. The people who trade 2-to-1s on their turn must think the rest of the board is very desperate for what they have to offer. Holy crap. We have the world is our oyster. We can build another city. We could take a dev card. I think we take the dev card first and foremost, right? Because that's what we really need. A victory point. Interesting. Do I trade these in for roads and just get myself set up to build a second settlement on the 810 here? Or even on this 2-to-1 port so that I can get rid of this brick. Or do I just get myself another dev card? A monopoly. Okay. Didn't really go the way I was hoping it would. That's okay, though. Sheep for brick, no. Sheep for wheat, no. You know, I probably should have built 2 roads. It would have put me at 4 roads, and then I had the ability to snap a longest road if Black decided not to connect their road on the next turn. That would have been a much better decision. I regret the decision making. There's still a possibility though to do that. Black seems to want to not connect their roads so that they don't show having good like points. They're prioritizing building a second settlement over connecting their road early. So there's still the possibility to like steal longest road. Just depends on what we roll here. Like a 3, for example, would literally give us longest road. That's a city. That's just a ridiculous trade. Black's saying, I want to build a city and I want to build my roads out with that right there. I don't think anyone is generating tree. Green has a tree. Black does have trees. At least one. Okay, not anymore. Guys, I think that I actually win on the next round. Yeah, I do. I literally win next round. Black didn't connect their road. I just mono tree, build a city, and that's GG. Oh, that's such a throw from Black. Oh, okay, he built his road. That's fine. I was going to say, if he hang on to that. GG, guys. Hey, that's a really good first game. We demolished this board. Very, very nice. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed that one, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be sharing my journey to becoming a good Catan player. And hopefully this placement series will put us in a good position to start off the season. See you next time.